Hi there, I'm Rod Flanigan, President of NDSCS. Welcome back to another episode of Finding Flanigan, a show created to share our stories, our culture, and most of all, our gratitude for everybody and everything we love about NDSCS. Where am I today? It's our take on the popular Netflix show Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Except today, it's presidents in trucks getting coffee, with my special guest, Student Senate President Aiden Hoff. Aiden has had a very interesting year and will share his story with us today as we drive to go get some coffee. Hey, Dr. Flanigan! Welcome, stranger.
Thank you.
Where are you from, Aiden?
I'm from Fargo.
How do you end up from Fargo in Wahpeton?
I kind of looked at options for school and I didn't want to do 4 years. And so when I came and looked at NDSCS, I was like, I can get all of my schooling done in 2 years and I can go out and have a job. That is perfect. And so that is how I ended up here.
You go get that big job right out of NDSCS and you're making that big money and they give you the company vehicle to drive. What's your dream vehicle?
For company vehicle, my dream vehicle definitely would be a nice brand new truck.
Just like the one we're in?
Probably just like the one we're in, yep.
Thank you, Joel Shrek from Smith Motors.
Yes, thank you for letting us use this.
Thanks for joining me for a coffee. So I understand you had a pretty exciting summer.
Yes,
What happened? Tell me about it.
So I had an amazing opportunity to intern down at NASA this summer.
Wow, that's cool.
In Mississippi.
How did you get hooked up with NASA? And what were you doing when you got there?
Yeah, so it got brought up to me by a friend who knew about the opportunity. And so I applied, and then on their end of things, they have a whole bunch of people applying. And what's kind of cool is they had people applying that were going for 4 years, going for even more than a 4-year degree. And they kind of had to narrow it down. And then through a couple phone calls, a couple Zoom calls, it eventually they narrowed it down enough. And they did end up choosing me, which I thought was really cool because I just think it's cool that you don't have to go to a 4-year school in order to have these opportunities,
That's awesome.
And then once I was down there, my title was Construction Management Intern. And so I pretty much followed around all of the construction managers. And I was able to see some pretty cool things, some pretty cool projects that they were working on. And in 2026, they are putting a man back on the moon. And I will be able to say that I was a part of that. So it's pretty cool.
That is awesome. What would you say to students in high school right now and who have an interest in more of the trades kind of things, or even if they're really not sure what they want to do, what would you tell them?
Well, I would actually tell them to start with a 2-year school. If you're thinking about going for 4 years, you can still start with a 2-year school and get your generals done at 2-year school. And it'll be cheaper, especially at NDSCS, you still have that 4-year field. Be involved with things outside of just your program. I think that a lot of the times when you go out and apply for a job, they look at other things, and when they can see that, hey, yes, you did your degree, but you were also in Student Senate. You were also in this club. That shows that you were involved in other things, and you learn a lot of different skills from each of those things that you're involved with. So that's a piece of advice that I would give to those.
I think it's awesome that you've taken it upon yourself to take on some leadership opportunities. I can tell you, having been in industry for nearly 30 years, we look for students like you who look for leadership opportunities or athletic opportunities or whatever that is. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Finding Flanigan, and I want to thank my special guest, Aiden Hoff. What an awesome young man and unlimited potential, and it all starts at NDSCS. Thanks again to Smith Motors for allowing us to use their truck, and to Dakota Coffee for allowing us to share their office space here. Once a Wildcat, always a Wildcat. So what kind of music do you like, Aiden? You want me to crank up the tunes for you? Do you want something to eat too? Do you want something to eat? I always forget that part. It's more fun if you're talking with your mouth full of food. Give me some advice. What can I do better?
What can you do better? I think you did a great job.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, man. Yeah.